And what about dream dictionaries?
Oh, wow. There are a lot of them, and I used to go to them before I understood a method of prying open the essence of an image. And in my book, Your Dream's 10 Best Friends, I talk about learning to discover the essence of a dream image. As I was talking about Vavos, I described its qualities. Safety, right, and vulnerable in a way from accidents and harm. I never got that out of a dream dictionary. I got it from going directly into the image and ask, what are its essential characteristics? When you learn to name the essential characteristics of a person or a thing in your dream, that's the definition. In a sense, that's where you get a reflection of what these qualities are about you. You see, once you learn this process, which is not difficult, then dictionaries fall away, you know. Besides, dictionaries spin out multiple possibilities. It's my experience that when you come to the meaning that's right for you, it convicts you, it affects you, it surprises you, right? In fact, I think that's one of the best ways to know if you have an accurate interpretation, is that you will always be surprised. And if you're not surprised by an interpretation, it's probably not the right interpretation.
That's interesting. So if I dream about Volvos, it won't necessarily be about invulnerability. I mean, it could be about anything, and that whatever it is instructing me will likely surprise me, right?
Right, if you get the truth of the dream. Remember, dreams are nature's way of evolving us, and evolution always has surprises in it. These anomalies that are created come as a possibility of adapting to a change in the environment, right? So it's the organisms that can adapt to change and surprise that are successful, right? And I think it's the function of dreams to bring us to the place of not knowing and developing a new attitude. You see, it's how we evolve.
So you've talked about the importance of surprise and adaptability in dreams. Do you think that dream dictionaries take away from surprise and true interpretation?
You know, sometimes I will actually go to a book of symbols because it will help me see the broader view of how different cultures, different times have looked at a symbol. I find that useful, but once you learn to see into the essence of an image and you name what it means for you, I find that there's no comparison. A dictionary, if it's a good one, can help supplement and perhaps enrich, right? But going directly to the image and learning to define its essence, I think, is a far superior way and more convenient. You don't have to carry a big dictionary around.
So the definition is very personal.
It's within you.
Interesting. So, given all of these new insights that I have about dreams, if I wanted to apply this, in the coming week to my life, how would I often forget the dream. As soon as I wake up, I go about my day, and what do I do to remember?
Well, I would say the first is perhaps a change in attitude about dreams. And to ask yourself, do I really want to know something that I don't know? Am I willing to be corrected? Right? And if you have the courage and say, yes, I want to know, then at the end of the day, take some time to reflect on your life. And particularly what's good and what's difficult. And think of the dream as a wise advisor. And pose questions before you, as you're going to sleep, that you would love for the dream to speak to. That creates a feeling of anticipation, right? It's very different than going to bed when you're tired and, right? You go to sleep with an intention, really to gain wisdom. When you wake up, here's the trick. Don't get out of bed. Stay there, linger for a moment, for a minute or two, and ask yourself, what have I been dreaming? I find that when I wake up, I always have feelings. And that if I ask, what has caused these feelings? Because they're different than what I went to bed with. Then a dream will come. Then the trick is to rehearse that dream in your mind in as much detail as possible, several times, even before going to the bathroom.
So I should go to bed with an intention,
Yeah.
asking questions of what I would like guidance on in my life. Will I get an answer, or sometimes?
Not necessarily according to what you want advice on, right? Sometimes. It's my sense that dreams are advising us, but not necessarily in what we think is important. Right?
So the intention is what matters.
Yeah. Anticipation. Yeah. And then upon awakening, to linger, rehearse as much detail of your dream before you get out of bed. And then once you're out of bed, go and record it. There is a big difference between remembering and even talking about a dream versus writing it down. I am surprised at the interpretations that come to me in the writing of my dream. And I want to say this, often I don't want to remember my dream. I don't want to write my dreams down because often they are disturbing, as they are for most people. So to remember your dreams, you have to have this trust in nature that what is difficult is actually loving and good for you. And that if you linger and record the dream, you'll certainly remember it much longer, and you'll also have a history of your inner life. You know, I have journals now of what I was dreaming 25 years ago. And someday I may read them. I have them in a box, but this is my life history, told from someone else's perspective, not from my ego self perspective, but from a wiser self.
And in the process of intention setting, lingering, kind of checking in with my feelings, rehearsing and recording, I will perhaps become closer to an interpretation that will help me become instructed, guided, evolved. Is that correct?
Yeah, then the challenge is to find instruction about how to approach these images, which is, I mean, there are many useful books on dreams. And then, frankly, I think finding a mentor that can open your blind spots. It's hard for us to see our own blind spots. And, wow, there's nothing more valuable to learn the art of dream work than finding someone who can mentor and help open dreams for you. It's a rare gift to treasure.
Well, thank you so much, Len, and thank you for joining us as we learned about the misperceptions of your dreams, and there will be more to come in the seminars, Your Dreams 10 Best Friends.